This is Reverend James Wesley from Worldwide Online Ministries, coming to you from WOTG Radio Naples Studio. And today we have a special guest on here. That would be my wife, Tina.
Hello.
And we were going to run by some things that she has been working on for about, the last week or so?
About a week, yes.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk about that and see if we can get across to some people what she's trying to do. And I'm agreeing with her all the way through with this. So she's just got a few things that she needs to get together and talk about. And so welcome to the show, Tina.
Hello.
Hello. Got a kind of odd doing an interview with my own wife because I've been doing so many with other people.
My turn.
Yeah, it's her turn. Gotta have your turn. So what we've got here is she has started a GoFundMe. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh no, another GoFundMe," but this one here is a compassion for mankind. And I'm going to take a little time here and let her explain to you what this is about first, and then we're going to go into discussing what people can do to help and what people aren't doing to help.
Okay.
Yeah, so what is now this compassion for mankind? I mean, I know the story, but go ahead and tell it like you're talking to the audience out there now.
Well, what gave me the idea is me and James had went to Walmart, and on our way out we saw a man standing on a corner with a sign that says, "I am homeless, can you help?" Well, this poor guy, he looked so tired and he looked down. So we thought, the best thing to do would be to stop and talk to him. Well, we stopped, we gave him $10, James handed him a Bible and talked to him for a little while. By the time we left, this man's whole expression went from looking down to appreciation and happy. He thanked us both for the Bible, the money, and for the time that we took just to stop and talk. Now, we've done a lot of donations for St. Matthew's and donations for like holidays for the kids' school, taking them food. But I thought, there's countless numbers of children and families who are living in wooded areas that don't have things that we take for granted, like shelter, food, clothes, and your basic needs. So I thought the GoFundMe would be a good way to start and try to help these people.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit, too, about this. You say there's people out in the woods with their families and stuff. Why are they out there? A lot of people think that they're just maybe alcoholics or lazy
or
and
drug addicts.
Like that.
And a lot of people are going to ask, why would you help people like that?
Right.
Well, it's unfortunate that people think that way, because there's the reason that people are living in the woods is because they could have lost their homes and everything they had because of a fire. Some of them, they've lost their jobs and they've been looking for months, but they haven't been able to find a job. Some of these people do work, but because the housing is so high in this area, they can't afford it. And some of the people have actually been evicted because their rent has went up and they just couldn't afford to pay the rent anymore. So it's not always what people think. There are circumstances that are beyond their control that make them end up in the woods. And some of them don't have family or friends to help them out.
Yeah. I was reading, I'm looking it up now, I was reading an article on the Florida where they had some things on some homeless people. This was like up around Tampa area and places like that, but in Southwest Florida, they said there's lots of people out there that are homeless and for different reasons. I mean, I was surprised when I read all these different reasons why they were homeless. And I'm looking that up right now. But now this GoFundMe, how easy is that to give on GoFundMe? I mean, what all you have to do? Just
all you have to do is click on the link to the GoFundMe and it'll take you right to the page, and it has a donate button. You just push the donate button and it'll ask you for a credit card number, of course, and you just donate. It's that easy.
Okay. And so then after you get to that, it takes your money, whatever it is. You can give $5. You can give $5,000. It doesn't matter.
Any amount will help.
Whatever your bank account will let them take, and that you want to put on there. And so it's not like, you have to fill out any forms or anything.
No.
You just click on the link and wow, you're there.
The sad fact is, in reality, people don't believe this, but it can happen to any of us.
Oh yeah.
It don't discriminate on your age, your race, man, woman, child. It can happen to anybody.
Well, I was like that at one time. I wasn't quite that far off, but I lived in my car for 2 weeks while I had a job. I just got a job and no money, and it was cold out wintertime. And I lived in my car for 2 weeks waiting for my first paycheck so I could do something with it. And I'd start the car up and let it get good and hot in there, and I'd shut it off and go to sleep. I'd wake up cold, I'd start the car up, and I was running on the people I worked for let me park in their back of their parking lot. And so I didn't have to go anywhere after work to park my car. And it was rough. I mean, and I had shelter, and there's a lot of people don't have shelter. They might have some old tarps that's torn and ripped.
But think about how many are out in the woods sleeping on the ground with no tents, no blankets, or anything that they could use.
Right, and now it's getting to be rainy season here. We are in Southwest Florida. We are getting ready for our big rainy season, which lasts about all summer.
It does.
And then the mosquitoes come out. And something else to put down on the list, some mosquito spray.
Yes, because they are really, really bad here.
Yeah. And so anyway, and as I was looking at this page that I was telling you about, it came from Florida Weekly. And they put this out back in December 2015, where they was asking, for donations and stuff for help, and they was needing, like tents, coats, winter coats. And I'm thinking, if they would just have a pair of socks, maybe they're going around. I've seen a lot of them walking around with shoes on with no socks.
Right.
So, and we're not giving them any money.
No, I was going to bring that up. Thank you. Any donation that we receive, me and James will be buying blankets, food, water, and their other basic needs. When we buy that, we will personally hand that stuff to them. So that's how they'll be getting, we'll make sure that they get what they need that way.
And then we were thinking about the kids. Now, you got to picture this, because, it's hard for me to picture this, because I haven't been into one of their little camps. But I've seen them out on the street, pushing shopping carts full of stuff that they've collected out of the trash and trying to sell it, and
right,
to get a little money. But imagine a homeless camp, and there's families. Like I say, there's one woman, she was homeless for almost 18 years because of a divorce.
Right.
And it just got to her where she couldn't afford things that she was supposed to attend to for her divorce. And they've got kids out there. And this is mainly what we're concerned about. So we're wanting to get the kids things to play with, or games to play, coloring books, crayons, something to keep their mind off of what's going on around them and that, and books.
Maybe checkers, just little things like that.
Things to help educate them,
right,
like some games, teach them how to spell, things like that. And so we're not just going for the adults, we're going for the kids, and they all need help. So this is what we're working on right now. And we've been posting this all over social media, and we're even trying to get a hold of the news, see if they can help us out in some way to spread it out there to other people to know what we're doing. It's going to be a little rough, as far as getting off the ground with it, because people see a GoFundMe where people are wanting money to graduate, and people wanting money for surgeries and things like that. Well, this is as important to the homeless people as that graduation is to these people in school. It's just, you got to look at it in that way. They're people, they're human beings, they're just like us. It could be one of us. Anytime, it could be any one of us that something came up and just brought us down to where, somebody might have sued you for walking across their yard or something. Any little thing could happen. The boss didn't like the way you was doing your job. You giving them 100% and they wanted 110. There's a lot of places like that. Your car breaks down on you and you miss a couple of days of work and they let you go. It's just that easy to lose your job and lose your home, lose your family, the wife or the husband. Has a chance to go back to their parents, but the other one doesn't. They get left out.
Right. They may not have anywhere to go.
Right. And so, they have feelings, and that's something that we need to touch on is their feelings. And I'm planning on having little church services, like once a week, maybe on a Saturday evening, afternoon, or something. Fellowship with them. Just be there. Just let them know that somebody's caring for them. Whether if they can really help them out a whole lot or not, it's just if somebody out there cares for us, and we appreciate it, and it makes their day and makes their week a lot brighter.
That was one of the reasons I really wanted to start this. Was it's so hard for me to imagine a child, let alone a parent, living out in the woods with nothing to eat, no basic shelter, things that we have that we could lose. But we take it for granted, and it shouldn't be that way. People should care about other people, and if you're in need of help, if you can help, you should be able to do that.
And I know a lot of people are saying, well, I don't have much. I don't have a whole lot, because I'm just barely making it from payday to payday. Put your faith in God and ask God, what can He do to help? Prayer works so great that, if you really need something, and if it's in God's will, and I'm sure this is all completely in God's will to help the homeless. They're not there because they want to be.
Right.
And you just ask God to lead you in a direction. How much, Lord, how much can I give? Will I be able to afford it? And you know what His answer is going to be. He'll tell you, give. If it's $5. I mean, look at the change it made with me and you with that $10 that we gave this guy. I mean, it made, well, we got a little testimony on that one. We went to have some services done. This was last week. And, well, this is the day we met Paul at the Walmart. And we went to get this service done, and then the lady took care of it and everything, and it was going to cost us $20. When we got done, the woman says, I went to take the $20 out of my wallet to pay her, and she says, oh, no, she says, you don't have to pay me. You just keep that, just keep that 20. I said, no, you told us before you started this that it would cost $20, and so I'm going to pay it. Don't worry about it. We got the money, we can do it. So we did. Then after we met Paul, Tina gave $5 and I gave $5. There was 10. And before we got home, now this is in 20 minutes time. Before we got home, by the time we got home, someone had given us $50. Now the Bible says that if you give, you will receive sevenfold. Okay, a lot of people say it's tenfold, but there's other things in there about tenfold, and sevenfold is what you would receive back. Now, we never thought about this at the time, but okay, so someone gave us $50. Now, the lady told us we didn't have to pay the $20. Well, okay, $50 and $20 is $70. Now, for the $5 that Tina gave, sevenfold would be $35. For the $5 that I gave, sevenfold would be $35. 35 and 35 is what? $70. We got back exactly the perfect fold that God promised that you would get back. And I thought, wow, it just came to us, and we didn't wonder, what's this fella going to do with the money, or what's this fella going to, is he just going to blow it or what,
No, we just gave it to him because we felt it was the right thing to do.
Right, and we didn't think anything wrong. We didn't think that, we'll get it back.
I never gave a thought that we'd get anything back on it.
Not
I was
like
surprised.
we did. Not like we did. But, when God makes a promise, He keeps His promise. But anyway, back to the story. Just pray. Ask God. Say, put it on your heart. What could I give? How much can I give without really hurting me or whatever? And a number will pop up in your head.
Yeah.
Well, don't disobey God. Give it. It'll return to you somewhere, somehow, some way. It always does. So this project is it's going to be exciting, to go and talk to these people and find out more about them.
I can't wait to hear some of their stories, and maybe if they'll allow, we could take pictures and put them up on a website to show people that yes, we did go. This is what we did. And here are the pictures to show you this is where your donations went.
Oh, yeah. We're going to keep a record of everything that we buy and everything that we give. And like I said, if they won't let us take pictures of them, we'll at least take pictures of the stuff that we give to them and show them, show people, hey, this is what we gave them and this is what they said.
Yeah, we can do that.
This is what they said. And I know one person that went into a homeless camp and he took his camcorder, but they didn't want him to turn it on until he got in the camp so people wouldn't be able to see how he got there.
Which is understandable, because another unfortunate thing is if people find out where they are, they'll run them off. They don't want homeless people anywhere. But this town is full of them. Where are they supposed to go?
I'm going to be surprised to see where they are, because I've heard that there are some living right in our immediate area.
There are,
and you never see them. I guess they just all move around at night, so people can't find them and make them leave the county.
They probably do.
And
I really feel bad for these people having to do that and live in secret. And they're treated like they're outcasts, like they're nothing. And you shouldn't treat another person that way.
Well, that one fellow I was reading about, he was a pharmacist. And something went wrong. He lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a pharmacist. Another guy was a machinist, making good money. Another fellow was... and there's women too. I mean, there's women out there that's lost their job or lost their families and things. Can you imagine a woman being out there living in the woods? I mean, that's just not humanity at all.
Well, we know someone personally that they're disabled. They cannot work. I mean, bad back, in a wheelchair, cannot work. And if it wasn't for their family, they wouldn't have anywhere to go. But a lot of these people don't have the luxury of family and friends who want to help.
Right.
So somebody needs to step up and say, hey, let's give these people some hope, give them something to smile about, and let them know that people do care about them.
And I want to mention, too, that this person that you're talking about, also donated to GoFundMe for us, because she knows what it would be like if she was left alone.
She also donates, like we said, to the St. Matthew's House and to the schools during the holidays. So we all donate when we, quite often.
We take it down there because they can't.
Right.
They can't get out and go. And they've got the stuff that they've collected over the years and things. Well, I don't need this no more, so I'm going to give it to somebody that can use it.
Exactly.
What was that one woman? She was a chiropractor.
Yes.
That gave... it was your mom went to a chiropractor, and the woman says, I have this tricycle here. Do you think that you could do something with it? And she says, sure, I can give it to Matthew House. St. Matthew's. So she brought it home. We put it in the car, and we'd already had
15-gallon bags,
15-gallon trash bags full of clothes, shirts, t-shirts,
coats, and a bunch of dolls for kids.
Dolls,
right.
and this tricycle. And the guy's eyes lit up when we pulled in there and told him. I says, we got this tricycle, and he looked at that. Man, he really, I guess a lot of people just drop off old clothes that's pretty much worn out and
Most
stuff.
of them do, yes.
And this was still a good tricycle. And he really enjoyed that visit from us. And when we got ready to leave, he said, "God bless you all, and have a good day." And I said, "Man, it makes you feel good when you do something like that to give. And we're not giving just to feel good.
We're giving because we know it's right, and we know people do need help.
Right.
And we know that it could be us one day.
Yeah, it could be. Like I said, I was so close one time. I know what it's like.
It can't be an easy life.
It's not. And then you see people who are actually doing it, living that way, and people push them out of the way. They turn their head and hold their hands up and say, "Nah, I don't want to hear it. I don't. Go get a job. Go get a job." Well, how are they going to get a job?
If they don't have their basic needs in clothes and water and food, it's kind of hard to go apply for jobs.
Right.
But like I said, there are people that do have jobs, but they can't afford the housing. So they're stuck in the woods with nothing.
They're working and they're making minimum wage probably.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to raise their family.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing about school for their kids. That's something that we're going to find out when we visit with them. We're going to ask a lot of questions because we're new at this, and finding out the inside scoop of how they survive and how they deal with other people and things. And I know that they're going to appreciate everything we're doing for them. So they're going to talk. They're going to tell us what they can tell us,
right,
without being noticed where they're at and stuff. So, well, let's see if we can throw out some places there how you can get a hold of us. Now, your website, you're on Facebook.
I did post it on WOTG Radio Naples Studio.
Okay, that's the new website that we just started. That's the one that I'm working with right here in Naples. So if you go to your Facebook and search WOTG Radio Naples Studio, that's all 4 separate words, and it'll bring that up, and you'll see the post on there. I can give you an email address if you need to know how to contact us other than on the social media. If you send your information, what you want to know, or a phone number or whatever we can reach you at, we will. You can send that to Rev James. That's REVJAMES. Rev James at WOTGradio.com, and that'll give us communication with email. And I will share with you. If you want to talk to me on the phone, we can get the phone number swapped out there. Also on chat, there's places on. Well, I'm on. We're both on chat. Well, I am most of the day, but if you want to go chat to locate me, that's facebook.com/rev.jamesw. That's rev.jamesw on Facebook. Just search that name, and it will come up there as James Wesley. And 90% of the time I've got that going. I've got my chat on. I'm running the studio for WOTG Radio pretty much at any time. So there you have that couple of places there where you can get a hold of us. There's a lot more, but I don't want to throw a whole bunch of stuff out there for the people. They'll need a legal size notepad and 2 pens full of ink to fill out all the information how to get a hold of us, because I am out there all over the place. And to let you know, this radio program that you're listening to is going to, we are talking to 300 and some people here.
Wow. And
17 different countries even. Now we know it's hard for people in other countries to give like that because of the money exchange and things like that. But if you can do it, yeah, go ahead, and we'll get you set up with a way to communicate with us. I'm on Skype, so if there's anyone out there that can't afford a phone call to talk to me, all we need is your Skype name, and we can Skype about it, and that's free. Yeah, there's all kind of ways. It's a free way to give. And the only thing that costs you is the amount that you want to give. And like I said, your $5 or more will help somebody else and give them a brighter day, a brighter week, give them hope, give them trust in people, and give them the opportunity to clean up, to wear something nice,
to have food, blankets.
We're gonna have toothpaste and deodorant, and we're gonna make up some little kits, with the little zip baggies, and we're gonna fill them with all kinds of different personal hygiene things. Maybe a small thing of Band-Aids, and maybe some peroxide or something, just little things. They're out there in the woods, they will get scratches and cuts and things, and you don't want them to get infected.
Right.
And so then they have to figure out how we're going to get to the hospital, or how we're going to deal with this. So this will cut down on infections and things like that. We could buy socks, and like socks is one size fits all pretty much. We could buy like 2 different size socks, one's for adults, one for children's size.
Right.
And just to be able to put on a pair of socks before you put them shoes on that's maybe got holes in them and stuff. And we can go to different stores, like Red Cross. We go to some of them other outlets and buy this stuff real cheap. And a lot of people give it to them because they just don't wear them no more. They're still good.
And if we go to the places that are cheaper, that means we can buy more of the things that the people need.
Right, yeah. So there we go. That's our ideas and plans on compassion for mankind. And I'm not running that GoFundMe because we don't want it to clash with the other one that she's running. But it's all going into one place anyway. So I just urge everyone to, like I said, pray. Just say, Lord, what can I do? He'll tell you. And if we take anything besides the fundings in the GoFundMe, they say you have something that you want to give us, communicate with us. We'll arrange a way to where we can get that, to where we can take it to them. If you have some clothes, if you have books, if you have toys or whatever, and you want to say, I want to give this, how do I get it to you? And we'll work it out. Yeah. And we could even drive a certain amount, I mean, we can't drive clear Tallahassee or somewhere to pick stuff up, or we can't drive to Arizona. But, I mean, if you're more of a local person here around Naples, yeah, we can drive around and pick some stuff up if you have it. And that'd be great, because it's all for the good. There's nothing wrong with giving to help people out. And don't think of it as they're just lazy or drug addicts and things. It might have drove them to that at one point, but that's not why they're out there now.
No.
That's not why they want help, but they can't get it. People will not stop long enough to see what they need. So be a hero. Be somebody that you can say, look what I helped them do.
Help us make an impact in their lives.
Right. So anyway, that's all we had for the story, unless you've got something else to say.
I just wanted to remind everybody, if you want to help, donate, and even share the post so your friends will see, go to WOTG Radio Naples Studio. And it'll be right there on that page where you can donate and share. And like we said, any amount will help. And if you can't donate, we understand, but please at least share so other people can.
Right. I mean, there's people, like I don't have a whole lot of people as my friends list, but there's some people out there that's got 2,000 friends. They might not talk to all of them, or might not even know who they all are. You know how social media is. But they see it.
They do. They'll
see it, and if they don't want to give anything, they can share it. So they might have 2,000 friends. So you got 4,000 friends that's seen it. Surely 1 or 2 out of that 4,000 would feel like giving.
Right.
And so, even if you're on your Android or smartphone, you can go to that GoFundMe thing and send it right off of that. I know Michelle has that on her phone. She doesn't have a computer. She even set it up on the GoFundMe over her phone, and so she can check on it, and whenever she wants to see if anyone's at it. We get an email saying that so and so sent so much money to your GoFundMe, and we can go up there and send them a thank you right off a GoFundMe page.
Mm-hmm.
And that's nice, because a lot of people thinking, well, am I going to get any gratitude for this? Yes, you're going to get your name will show up on our page, and we're just going to go in there and send you a thank you and for the donation, and that should make you feel good.
Well, I want to say thank you now for anybody that'll donate or share any type of help. Would be so much appreciated, and I know these people would really appreciate everything you do for them.
Right. See, now the way the story goes, I retired a year from this last December. What was that, 2014?
Yes.
And so when we moved down here to Florida, we lived up in Ohio, and we moved down here to Florida where Tina's family's at. And I had asked the Lord, I says, Lord, what can I do? I'm retired now. I don't have anything to do. I can put my whole 100% into you. But I'm scatterbrained. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Well, he set me right into this radio station with the radio station manager. Actually, he called me, Chuck Bryant. He called me, and I asked me if I wanted to do some little sermons and things on the radio. And I, sure, So there's where I started out on the radio. I had done some podcasts, quite a few podcasts for the last 3 years probably. Geocaching and nature talk and breaking news. Yeah, I had that going for a while. But since we've been down here in Florida and I don't have to go to work or anything now, I can put more than 100% into it for the Lord. And this is what He laid on me. He said, every time I prayed, I get something new to do, something new to start. And it's getting to be a full-time job for me, and I like that, because they say when you retire, don't give up, don't sit back, keep going, do something, and this is what I enjoy. So any donation will help. Anything is appreciated. I mean, if you got something you want to give us an email or find us on chat and leave a message on Facebook. So, all right, then that should be it.
I believe so.
Okay, and we appreciate everyone that's listening and spent the whole, it looks like it's going to be about 40 minutes here. So we want to thank everybody for sticking it out for this time and listening to what we have to say. And we're going to rebroadcast this a few more times. And we'll have it on daytime, nighttime, weekends, and things like that. So see what we can do with it. And Lord willing, things will work out.
You want to give them that address one more time before we go, so they might have a chance to write it down this time?
Okay, yeah. The radio station, that's WOTG Radio, Naples Studio. Okay? But if you communicate with us through the email, we will swap the phone number or whatever. And if you... I won't accept anybody on Skype unless I know they're going to be on there, because you get all kinds of different people on Skype that want to be your friends and then, scam. But if I know what your Skype name is and you send me a request to put you in my contacts, I'll do that. But we'll do all that through the email. That email was revjames@WOTGradio.com. Okay,